During a recent episode of Michael Bisping's podcast, Bisping and Paul Felder argued about Jon Jones's retirement status. Bisping, who had previously attacked Jones in videos for not opposing Tom Aspinall, doubled down, saying he thinks Jon's legacy will always be tarnished because he never confronted Aspinall before leaving. However, Felder resisted, saying that it would be better for Jones to be remembered as someone who avoided Aspinall and went out on top rather than being knocked out in his final fight. In Felder's opinion, it's cleaner this way. Despite their divergent opinions, both men agreed that this isn't the right way to retire. With the title essentially in limbo, the interim champion pleading for the fight, and fans demanding clarification. Now that Jones is officially out, all eyes will be on Tom Aspinall, and it appears that his first defense as the undisputed heavyweight champion will probably be against Siri. A technical chess match between a heavy-hitting champion with elite grappling skills and a precision-striking sniper with razor-sharp technique is no longer promised. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below regarding your forecasts for this possible fight.
Will his legacy be affected? And I think by new Johnny-come-lately fans, it will. I think more OG fans of the sport will always know what he did. But it's not a great way to end potentially the greatest career.
I guess the argument would be that if he had decided to take the Tom fight, it could have been his legacy ending with being potentially beaten and asleep on the floor, which I think we'd remember even more, but at least we would have given him credit for stepping in. But yeah, you're right. I do think there's an asterisk next to the GOAT status. You can't ever argue what he's accomplished and what he's did. But anybody that knows and is in the know will always know that he could have been even so much more if he could have just dialed in a little bit more and not let his life outside of the octagon be an absolute mess. Because I
disagree with that a little bit. I think some certain people, like a Mike Tyson, like Jon Jones, they need that kind of madness, and that's the way they'll always be.
As soon as Khalil Rountree defeated former champion Jamal Hill this past weekend, rumors of a rematch between Rountree and Alex Pereira started to circulate. While the hype is real, most MMA analysts agree that Khalil probably needs one more big win before earning a shot at gold, whether it be against Ancalf or Pereira. Meanwhile, Alex is already set to reclaim his title in a rematch against Magomedov this October, a fight that Alex has promised will be huge and in which he promises to deliver a dominant performance. Their first fight was an absolute war, and fans have been itching to see it return. Pereira also stated that he thinks he won the first battle with Uncle, which caused some people to take notice considering how strong Ankolia's performance was. Khalil's victory undoubtedly caused a stir in the MMA community. Josh Thompson, in his podcast, commended the performance and gave Rountree credit for his recent dangerous appearance and the progress he's made as a fighter. Regardless of whether a rematch with Pereira occurs soon, the division is now formally on notice from Rountree. Additionally, Thompson attacked the light heavyweight class, claiming it was the weakest in the UFC at the time. Let's hear what Josh Thompson had to say.
Khalil knows that he's probably one fight away I know it's a weak division. The 205 pound, the heavyweight division, 185 is actually stronger than the other two weight classes. For once, and it being created, it's finally one of the stronger weight classes, especially over 205 and heavyweight right now. That being said, Khalil understands what's at stake. He had I wouldn't say a great performance yet, but he had a fun performance, I should say, when he fought Alex. Came up short, in that exchange, he was able to drop Alex. He was able to, show that he has something there. Coming off and beating Jamal Hill, former 205 pound champion. That makes a lot of sense for him to go ahead and just say, hey, I'm winning this fight. Just keep picking and choosing my shots. Don't take any chances. Jamal Hill is still dangerous. And if I'm able to connect with you, I know I'm going to put you down. And sure enough, he did that a couple times. And he had a great fight, man.
After new video from Ilia Topuria's conversation with Ariel Helwani revealed something unexpected. People are becoming alarmed. Topuria was his usual fiery self, taking shots at Bal Paddy and pretty much anyone in his way, which at this point has become standard behavior from El Matador. But what really grabbed attention wasn't what he said it was, the stitched cut above his eye clearly visible in a zoomed-in frame. The stitched-up area instantly raised eyebrows across the MMA community, with many fans wondering if this could impact his performance at UFC 317 this weekend against Charles Oliveira. And it wasn't just fans noticing UFC lightweight contender. Beneil DeRoche also reacted to the footage. He said a cut like that would have limited Topuria's ability to fully train in the final stretch of camp, especially when it comes to sparring, which has always been a key part of Ilia's preparation still. Darius reassured the fans that the injury likely won't affect Ilia's actual performance on fight night. He also warned that Charles Oliveira is being overlooked big time going into this matchup, Benail shared an interesting take. He said, Ilia's success isn't just about flashy boxing but also his underrated leg kicks. The problem that might not work here, Ilia has a reputation for blocking leg kicks, which might eliminate one of Ilia's most potent weapons.
Looks like a cut right over the eye that looks pretty fresh that got stitched up not long ago. I wonder how much,
if it's already stitched up, then he'll be fine. It won't be much of an issue. Cuts like that take 5 days to heal. And
really?
It takes 5 days to heal, but then you're not supposed to spar for a few weeks. So it could slow down his camp, but it shouldn't be anything dramatic. They're overlooking Charles, and Charles, if he's able to mix in his Muay Thai, what I mean, like his knees and his kicks, and he's able to use those as fakes, it's going to be a really difficult fight for Ilia. And I think people don't understand. The last 2 fights, Ilia was able to win those fights, not because of his boxing, but because of his leg kicks. And Charles is very good at defending the leg kick, so it's not going to be an easy fight.
Ilia also disclosed that he has been in active discussions with the UFC over a potential future move up to welterweight, but he declined to provide too many specifics, stating that the UFC dislikes it when athletes divulge information. But let's face it, it's difficult to imagine Ilia staying at welterweight past one super fight. The guys at 170 are huge, and Ilia's size would immediately become a factor. Topuria did confirm that talks are taking place behind the scenes, and it doesn't take a genius to figure out why the Georgian has had his eye on Islam Makhachev and why this potential jump to 170 is about chasing that massive legacy fight, Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Topuria, if El Madadar does make the jump. It's safe to assume that it will be a one-off for legacy for the headlines and for a chance at greatness against Makhachev. Of course, if Islam can defeat the recently crowned welterweight king, the always dangerous striking specialist Jack Della. That's it from MMA Psycho. Shavkat looks 3 times his size, and a fight like that would look like 2 fighters from completely different weight classes.